So today what we are going to be making is a May Flower Votive. You know me and my votives. I love light being reflected in things. So I thought this would be a perfect way to celebrate the flowers of May. So this one is just, I kind of just did little poppies. I saw an example on Pinterest and I thought, well, I'll give it a try and see what can happen. So all it is, what you need is you need to get a jar. This is actually a yogurt jar. You can get a pickle jar. You can get a queso jar. Lots of different jars. However big you want to make your jar. It really is just whatever amount of light you want to play with. Because I'll show you this. This is kind of a darker day today, so it should show up good, I hope. But it's just pretty. It makes it have more of like a stained glass look. I think that's pretty. So that's what we're going for. So what I didn't want us to spend all of our time doing this one because it'll be a lot of time putting on the different pieces. So what I'm going to do is I've already started one for us, and I will tell you what I did, and you can do your own process. I got a light blue and two different kinds of greens, a lighter green, which you see on here, and then we have a darker green, and some of that you'll see. And I have dark green shards. I have some shards left over from this and that we're going to use today too. So you have your light blue, your light green, and a darker green or teal. And then today for this one, we're going to do different colored flowers. But it is a decoupage kind of thing. So you can use decoupage glue or you can use school glue thinned. All right, so you're gonna need a brush. I am using this kind of a brush, a sponge brush. You don't have to. You can use an actual brush and it'll work too. So what I first did, I'll show you my shards. I was trying to save them. I just cut them up. I took a strip of like, and I literally cut it across. I will show you. I just cut it right on across, and then I went in there and made many more pieces. And then I just started cutting them like that. So you can cut them straight. It's up to you how you want it to look. I wanted mine to look more stained glassy, so I wanted more angles to show up in mine and covering. So what I've already done is I turned it upside down and I covered it with my green pieces, my lighter green pieces already. And now what I'm doing, what we will go ahead and finish up today, is I will finish putting on my blue sky. So always start with a wetter brush. This is already wetted up. And we're just gonna go at it. And you see, I'm just layering right over what's already down. You're gonna do this the whole way. All the greens are mini layered, and that's really good for it because it just makes it adhere better, and it makes sure there's no flyaways. So then and we're going to the top. So I kind of do this thing where I don't mind the lines at the top because I do want it to line up with the rim. But if it goes over like this, just let it be. And you can cut it off when it's all dry. Don't worry about that. So then I'm gonna go right back over it and pat it down. Even though there's already glue on there, go ahead and just keep layering. So here we go. Lay it on. And the thing that you want is you want the colors to interplay, because that just makes it have more depth the more you do it. And so I'm just gonna keep going until I get my blue all the way done. I will tell you the grass, it did about, I had to do like 2 layers of it before it was actually all the way around. And I would just start in a small place and then just keep turning it around. And again, I think the little people will think this is really fun because like you have to wait till overnight to see what it looks like. So it's kind of fun to come back the next day and see it all done. So you're gonna do your grass first, like I said, and then you're gonna do your sky, and they're gonna overlay. Yeah. And then our flowers, kind of gonna be in the middle. Now, this is just me. I like the idea of putting them somewhat in the middle because it gives the design, it kind of breaks up the design of the sky and the grass. So that's what we're doing. We're almost around. And you see how that's shaping up? Alright. And you get to decide how thick you want the colors to go on. You can do very thin. I tend to like the very thin because I like the light to go through more. So, but you know, you don't have to. There's that. And again, notice that I'm letting it live above the rim. Don't worry about that until it's all dry. You don't have to worry about that. But I would say if you have little holes, make sure to go back and put something over it, and that's how you get the layering effect. So I don't think you want to have just glass space, is what I'm saying. So, all right, and then you get sticky hands, and this is where my rag comes in handy. The wet rag I would keep on hand so that you can have your hands back as you're doing this. All right, we have a little bit more to go of this. Then I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do the flower shapes. Oh, and I will tell you, this is an old candle votive that I had used the candle all the way down to the end. The thing that I think you can do is if you got a new votive candle, I think the kids could actually use a new candle votive and still do this with a brand new candle. The thing is, the parents would need to be in charge of soaking off the labels, because I did do that on both of these. Just hot water and a little alcohol to get the sticky unstuck on the back of it. And it did, I mean, again, parents, I think you know these things. It doesn't take that long. You can actually let it soak and come back and just peel it off. That's probably the best way to do it anyways. It's the lazier way to do it. It's the way I like to do it. So I think we're good on sky. So you can see we have our sky and we have our green clearly delineated. So now what we're gonna do, I want a purple flower, and then I have a blue, and I also would like to throw in some red. Okay, be careful. Saw me, I was just touching that. Put it over here. And then I'm gonna get some red and orange also. And again, just cut in little bits. See here. But for my flowers, I'm gonna make more flower-like shapes. Nothing precise at all. I just think it's fun if it's just kind of organic shaped like this. So there, I have a ton of those. And also gonna do the purple and the blue. So you can see it's not really taking up a lot of the tissue paper. It's just a very little bit. So maybe we'll make these a little more tulip feeling. And please encourage them to make up their own flowers. Who cares? You know, it doesn't have to be perfect or representative of anything. It can be out of their head if they want it to be. And I'm gonna do some yellow circles too. And we'll see how much this, because this particular votive is a little bigger. So I'll show you what I mean if I put it in the middle here. So I couple of those. So I'm going to move this into front so you can see. All right, and I'm going to start on this side, and I'll turn it around for you so you can see. Put a little extra glue on. And I see where the sky is touching the grass. And I'm going to just put it right on there and start us off. That's my first one. I'm going to put some reds in there. And you don't want them to be all the same height, because for me, what I wanted it to look like is that if we're actually looking at a field and they're kind of just swaying in the field. So that's what I want. Kind of a wildflower feel. Anything that's sticking up, you can go ahead and cover it. Oops. Cover it down. Down, down, down. This is a good thing to do. Just keep going on around. For me now, I'm just trying to make sure I get all of the colors on in a way that's pleasing to me. So, okay, not that one. I'm looking for my dark blue. All right, and now we can start again. I don't want those two together. Put the red. And if you really wanted to get jiggy with it, you could cut out little dots if you wanted to make some depth. I don't particularly want to do that. But you can, and it would look really cute, I think. So there, we've gone all the way around. You can see the flowers. So now, here's where the little shards of extra green or dark green come in. These are going to be the stems. And I'm just going to go ahead and start putting them in. You can add them in as stems, but then if you have leftovers, you can add them in as just blades of grass that are, kind of closer to you. Make really cool patterns with it, like crisscrossing them if you like. It's fun. You can see that I did a bit of that on here. Had some crisscrossing going on. Smaller ones, you're probably going to be able to get away with the crisscrossing. This one, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually get that done on here. But it is a thing you can do depending on the jar that you have chosen for yourself. See, just put it down, put your glue down first, and then you glue right over top of it. It probably would be a good thing too for you to have your things all cut out first, so you can just, once you get into the glue, you can just keep going. Because I know little people, and myself, get a little impatient. You just want to keep working. You don't want to have to stop and have to cut. So I would do all my cutting first, and get it all worked out so you can just keep moving. See how that's starting to move? That's actually working for me right now. There. And don't worry about it. You can just, whatever hangs over, and that's all right too. You can, glue it down to the bottom. Lining it up here. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna need a little more grass in my life on here. So I think I will add some more blades of grass in there, because I think it's looking a little sparse for me. So, but that's what it's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add in a couple more. Just for added depth. And again, have fun with this and do it the way you want. Let the kids choose the colors, whatever colors fanciful they want. Let them have fun with this. The other thing, if I haven't already said this, this could be a very good Mother's Day present for little kids to actually make the homemade Mother's Day present. I think this would be a beautiful thing that mothers would actually use. So, and think about that as a Mother's Day project. All right, we're gonna put one more on here and then we are good. And I will show you what it looks like. And again, I will tell you, you are gonna have to wait overnight to let it dry. But that's what it should look like. It looks kind of sticky and ugly right now, but I assure you it will look beautiful once it's all done. Now, once you get it to this point, you may want to go all the way around again and just smooth down everything. Smooth down everything. And it adds a coat to it so that if it gets wet later, you're not worrying about it that it's going to come up or peel off. Okay? This is the time to make everything magically okay and lay down. All right, I think we got it. So there it is. That is our May Flowers Votive. So guys, I hope you have fun and I hope you do enjoy the May Flowers. I also hope that you have a very wonderful Mother's Day holiday. You can catch us on Facebook and YouTube, and you can tune in to us on scottpublib.org. See you